Daddy Jesus on this beat.
Play me like a stereo, take me everywhere you go. I know I fucked a lot of hoes, but that's before I found my soul, yeah. Lately I've been on the road, lately I've been prone to go, so please don't play me like a fool, yeah. Please don't play me like a fool, yeah. Please don't play me like a fool, yeah. Please don't play me like a fool. Please don't play me like a fool, yeah, yeah. Please don't play me like a fool. Please don't play me like a fool. Please don't play me like a fool. Play me like a fool, yeah, 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 yeah. Baby, you're talking to the new me, shining like a movie. I don't fuck with groupies, and I don't fuck with groupings of people that don't move me. Lately I've been choosy, still know what I'm doing. I still know what I'm doing, yeah. I just keep it over there. If they stop and stare, I'ma send them to my lair. Send them to my darkness, they can sit in pitch black. I don't give a fuck about you, send you right back. Baby, I've been off the map. Yes, I said it once, I said it twice, that's exact. I've been on the come up, I've been waiting for the lag. Waiting for the lag. I ain't catching flag, don't give a fuck about that, oh yeah. Baby, can you slide through? Pull up like a drive-through, pull up like the drive-through, yeah. Pulled up like a drive-through. Yes, I got the high view, sitting in the eyes blue, yeah. I love you, your eyes blue, prettier than skies blue, prettier than skies blue, yeah. I'm trying to just find you, I'm trying to just find you, ain't trying to wine and dine you, yeah. Babe, I'm not capping. If you really want it, yeah, you know that you can have it. But I don't know if you can really fucking manage. Lately, yeah, I know that you've been feeling really damaged. Yeah, you know I'll come through, supply the bandage. Said I'll supply the bandage, oh yeah. Said I supply the bandage. I said. Baby, take it slow, just take me, keep it on the low. Baby, take it slow, just take me, keep it on the low. Don't save me, I ain't putting pressure though. Save me, I ain't putting pressure though. Baby, just take it slow, take me, keep it on the low. Won't you save me? I ain't putting pressure though, I ain't putting pressure though, I ain't putting pressure though, yeah. Said I'm causing up a fuss on these instrumentals, take my time and then I bust. Ride it like a bus, higher than a gush, higher than a gush. Bitch, I'm higher than a gust. Got the plan like I'm with Russ, like I'm Russ, like I'm Russ. Got the key to the game, bitch, I ain't never locked out. Higher than a cloud, smoking on that pound. Bitch, I'm about to blaze it down, I ain't pass that shit around. Prettier than a fucking gown. She be prettier than a fucking gown. She be prettier than a fucking gown. Oh yeah. She be prettier than a gown. She be prettier than a gown. She be prettier than a gown. Just let me know when you in town. Woo! Welcome back to another communication station with your boy Schwetzel. Hold up, I forgot YouTube's got autoplay features going on and shit nowadays. YouTube, young YouTube premium in the building. You know what I'm saying? Young YouTube premium in the building. No ads, strictly autoplay. Get to hear whatever the fuck I want. I ain't gotta listen to nobody talk about no fucking bullshit. It's the first thing that happens every time I hear a fucking ad pop up on my shit. Shut the fuck up. That's the first thing that pop into my head. Don't nobody give a fuck what you talk about. Skip the ad immediately. And now YouTube got y'all shit all the way fucked up. Now y'all got fucking 2 ads between every fucking song and a half. I listen to a song and a half and I got fucking 2 ads every time. That's bullshit, dog. YouTube, get y'all shit together. Stop making us pay for no ads out here. Stop making me pay a monthly fee to fucking not watch y'all's ads and shit. Y'all's ads don't be on shit anyways. Y'all need to be like putting people like me in the ad space. Y'all need to be putting people like us in the ad space. That way our channels is getting more recognition and we the ones who are getting fucking views and shit like that. We the ones who got people who, you know, whenever you find, back in the day, they used to actually have some good ads sometimes. So sometimes you'd be watching a YouTube video
and fucking you bringing your mouse over here real quickly to skip the ad, and then all of a sudden it's like, hold up, this actually a little bit interesting right now. Hold up, let me not skip the ad and let me just watch this fucking hour-long ad or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it used to literally be like that. Like, YouTube literally used to have good ads. I'm sorry, I gotta fix my hood. That shit looking weird. I don't like the way that's. Yeah, whoa. Yeah, we gotta fix the hood. But yeah, let's get straight into it and shit. We just, you know what I'm saying? I just had to fucking chop it up a little second and fucking act a little retarded on YouTube's ad scheme here lately. You know what I'm saying? But let's get right into it. Today, we talk about how to actually get the most out of life. Whether you feeling unfulfilled at the moment and you just want to be happy, whether you want. Hold on, y'all. Let me put my phone on vibrate. I ain't trying to have that shit distracting me the whole fucking time and shit like that. I ain't put that bitch on. Matter of fact, put it on silent mode so my fucking phone ain't shaking and it don't want to fall out of this little holder and shit like that. Boom. But yeah, we talking about how to get the most out of life today. Whether you just want to be happy, whether you want to have a more ease of, you know, a more ease with your life and shit like that. How to get the most out of life, whether you want money, whether you want happiness, whatever it is that you trying to obtain for yourself. I'm gonna teach y'all today how to actually get the most out of life and get those things that you want and make shit easier for you. Even if you're going through situations where you got to work like a 9-to-5 right now, or work for some corporation at the moment or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna teach y'all how to actually get the most out of life today. So pay very close attention when we into shit like this, because we gonna show y'all how to get the most out of life here. So everybody ain't all sadness and strictly separate and fucking locked off into their own world at all times and shit like that, and don't know how to relate it to the environment and shit like that, and don't know how to be seen correctly and stuff like that. Don't know how to develop any type of healthy relationship with anybody and shit like that. This is for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That this is for y'all. This is for the people who's unhappy. This is for the people who's unsatisfied. Even if, you know what I'm saying, even if your goal is to work a 9-to-5 for the rest of your life and you comfortable with just having a simple life like that, you comfortable with going and working at one job and then coming straight from that job and going and working another job, and you got to work 2 jobs, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? However the fuck you living your life, we're going to show you how to get the most out of that right now. So the first thing that we need to pay attention to when we talking about life right now, the third dimension, the world that we're in on fucking Malakut, Earth, whatever you want to call it, right? The first thing we need to understand about this is how this system is built up in the first place, okay? So take into consideration everything that we're able to observe at the moment. Pay attention to what everything is predicated towards and everything is correlated with. Everything in this life is correlated to building something, setting up the stones, setting up the stepping stones, setting up the fucking the arch pillar at the very top. Like, you know, them old ass arch bridges where it was just stones that would stack on top of each other, and then you have like the apex stone at the very top of the arch. You get what I'm saying? And if that stone wasn't right there in the middle, the whole arch would fall down and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Shit like that. That's what everything is predicated towards, because we're in a Mason world right now. So everything is correlated towards building something. And they taught y'all to take this in a extremely external way only. You get what I'm saying? And only be building towards their corporation or building up their cities as far as construction goes and actual masonry when it comes to actually like laying down brick systems and shit like that, and layering it with concrete and stuff like that. They teach y'all to put it into that type of aspect. So you're strictly externally focused and you're worried about building another shed onto your land, or you know what I'm saying, building an extension onto your house and shit like that. And you think that only these external things is going to make you happy. Like I said, we're in a Mason world right now, so everything is predicated towards building something. So what they're actually talking about in the aspects of where they put it in the Bible and what they're actually doing, the practices that they're actually doing, is more of a mental and emotional game, right? So they're building up their mind so that they're not trapped into their desires and trapped into strong impulsive emotions and stuff like that, right? So that's what the masonry aspect of it actually is. The building aspect of it actually is building yourself up internally, creating a strong man, creating a strong frequency, a strong logic, and a strong reasoning. That way, whenever certain impulsive thought form or certain impulsive emotions and desires come to you, you have a strong man to actually be able to lead that woman. So whenever they're talking about a man being the leader and shit like that, like go look at my other video from the past. Being a man does not give you the right to be a leader. And I'm talking about the male physical body. Being in a male physical body does not just by default give you the right to be a leader based on the shit that y'all be reading from scripture, from the Bible and stuff like this. No, it's not about that. It's talking about your internal man, your internal man, that logic and reasoning that you can create, those thought forms, those frequencies that you can create, that's going to lead your woman, your feelings, your emotions, your vibrations and stuff like that. Shout out Solar Systems. He said viral Schwetz. Yeah, no doubt, man. That fucking karma video is like up to 1K now. I just checked on it last night. I had like 950 views on that shit whenever I had like 700 and something one day ago. So yeah, my shit low key blowing up. So big shout out to everybody who has subbed recently. Big shout out to everybody who's been watching my shit. But yeah, like I said, everything is predicated towards building something and having a strong man. So the more that you are able to build up a strong man, and the more that you're able to take control of your desires and your emotions and feelings, it's going to give you more ease and more access in the external world, because you're not falling prey to whatever influence as far as vibrationally. So that means, and a lot of times, most of the situations that we're dealing with, it be heavy in a water type of aspect. It'd be like you're like swimming in fluid of some sort for the most part. You get what I'm saying? So the more that you're able to make things practical and actually, what, even if it is a feeling that you want to cater towards or some shit like that, or your feeling is what's fueling some type of dream or imagination or goal that you're trying to attain at the moment, the more strength that you can have within your man, your logic, your reasoning, your practicality, and utilizing the air and earth elements to actually make that something that you can see in real life, the more ease of access you're going to have in actually obtaining these things, seeing them in real life, and not being so emotional to the point where whenever you make a mistake or you embarrass yourself or some shit, you're not going to be worried about that as much. Because when those type of feelings come to you based upon what you lack in the confidence in your creation or whatever you're going for at the moment, and you're afraid to be seen in certain ways, you can have a strong man to lessen the percentage level of when and how often you actually feel those things, and those things come to you. You get what I'm saying? So that's one aspect of it. This is going to help you get a lot more out of life in general, and get a lot more out of yourself. And another thing that has to deal with this life and how to get the most out of it is understanding yourself. That is a key thing, because a lot of y'all be acting on shit just because the way it appears at the moment, and because society wants you to do it, or because your mom wants you to do it, or you're trying to maintain a certain type of image for the certain associations and relationships that you have in your life and stuff like that. So a lot of people will be involving themselves in things that aren't necessarily them, or a part of their true expression, or what they really want to be doing right now, or it just be wrong and detrimental for them, right? And a lot of people, like I said, they be more focused on the image, or more focused on how it makes them feel at the moment or something like that, and they will disregard the detrimental factor of it, and disregard that it's, you know what I'm saying, every time you involve yourself into that type of energy, you know that it never works out for you. You get what I'm saying? So understanding yourself is a key moment, a key part of it. And this is something that everybody needs to implement in a practical way, to where they can actually control their experiences a little bit better. And I'm not saying like fucking controlling all outcomes or some shit. That would be like some omnipresent God type of energy. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, you can get yourself closer to certain things that you're trying to attain, or certain goals that you're setting forth for yourself by doing this, understanding yourself. You get what I'm saying? That way, you know, whenever you're building the stepping stones and taking action towards these certain things, you know what energies to involve yourself with that aren't gonna be detrimental to you, or aren't gonna like set you back and make you experience like pitfalls, or or catastrophic moments or things that are just less desirable to you. You get what I'm saying? Understanding yourself is gonna help you reach these spaces, and that's gonna help you get the most out of life, because you're utilizing your man to be strong and lead your woman, and at the same time you're understanding yourself, so you're not just involving yourself in things for the sake of having a relationship at the moment, or for the sake of not being lonely at the moment, or some shit like that. Like I see a lot of people be extremely lonely at times, so they'll involve themselves with people where they know the relationship ain't going nowhere, that person ain't really for you or anything like that, but you involve yourself with people just for the sake of not being alone at the moment, or because this person has this or that. They have these certain type of possessions. They have these certain type of, you get what I'm saying? Like, don't get lost into that type of shit. We need to be on an aspect of where we doing our own thing. And that's going to help us gain more ease and more access to the things that are actually for us, the energy that's out there that's actually for us, to where we don't have to sit here and fucking fight about it all the time. Like, even if we're not fighting with someone externally, like we're fighting with ourselves internally, and it's like really hard, and it's like a long process that you got to learn it and shit like that. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, we all come into this life fucking forgetting all the skills and shit that we've gained over our past lives and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? If it's something that's truly for you, like, you are going to get into the system of whatever that you're involving yourself with. Like, and I know this by personal experience. Okay. So don't take this as me just saying this on some bullshit, or seeing somebody else doing it and being like, oh yeah, that must be how it is. Like, no, I know this for facts, because this is shit that I've actually experienced. If it's something that's truly for you, it's not going to be an experience where you got to look up 100,000 videos on the internet and figure out exactly how to do it. You don't really have to learn it like that. It's things you're just basically remembering what you always been doing for the most part. You get what I'm saying? So, like, example, me with my music shit. When I started out, it was completely bare bones. I had no idea what I was doing. I've looked up probably at maximum like 3 or 4 YouTube videos on music production and shit like that, and none of them were over like 10 or 15 minutes. You get what I'm saying? And just go back and listen to my very first song, and listen to my most recent song that I just uploaded. Okay, all of that shit was learned by, and it, like I said, it's not learning it. That's why it's easy for me. It's remembering, and I don't like using but it's remembering the shit that I already knew. That's why it's such more of an ease of process. Like, at first when I got into it, I thought that I needed to like have somebody teach me some shit or something like that, or teach me how to utilize this certain vocal equalizer, or teach me how to, you know what I'm saying, do these certain things and shit like that. But no, whenever people offered and it never happened, or when people just rejected me and said like, nah, like I'm not in the space to like teach anybody right now, that made me go back to my own self and start working on that shit even more. A typical person, when it's not your energy, you're probably going to get extremely frustrated with the shit, and it's going to be like a very hard learning process. You get what I'm saying? I understand myself, so therefore I know what is a part of my energy, and I know the things that I need to be into, and I know the things that bring me joy, and the things that I'm passionate about and shit like that. So I'm basically picking up my footprints in the sand of my past lives and the shit that I used to do, and now I'm able to implement it into real life now. All the shit, all the vocal techniques and shit like that, I learned from either picking up from listening to other people's music, just very minute things that were very vague that certain people have said to me that I've, you know what I'm saying, very vague. Most people wouldn't even pick up on it, but this is my energy. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is the shit that I've always been doing. So therefore, when I'm into it now, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I can do vocal layering. I can utilize equalizers and shit like that and make my voice sound more attuned to how it's supposed to and shit like that, because that's part of my energy. That's my expression. That's the shit that I've always been into. You get what I'm saying? So if you're a person who, like I said, you just want to work a corporation for the rest of your life and shit like that, work multiple 9-to-5s for the rest of your life and shit like that, realize that's probably something that you've always been doing. If that's something that's a goal for you, that's why when you go through these situations, like, it's very easy for you to get trained on a new job or some shit like that. It's very easy for you to learn how to make these hamburgers and how to, you know what I'm saying, make, if you're a cook at a restaurant, how to make these chicken wings and fucking toss them in buffalo sauce and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why, because it's something that's attuned more to you. That's where you're going to get the ease of process at. If it's something that's extremely hard for you all the time and you're always getting frustrated within that and shit like that, you probably need to take a step back, do some shadow work, do some internal energy work, and figure out what is really you and shit like that. And utilize astrology as well. Utilize astrology too to understand this. Understand your house system and understand the medical astrology, where these things play out in your actual physical body and where you're carrying certain energies at. That way, you get what I'm saying? Like, for example, my moon, which would be my heart space, 4th house Cancer. My moon, obviously it created the heart chakra and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? But where it reflected at is the 8th house. You get what I'm saying? That's where it's reflected. That's where it's reflected at. That's where that space is held at. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times when it comes to me reacting and responding to things and the things that I feel about and the things that's on my mind, it'd be those 8th house type of things. You get what I'm saying? My desires, what I'm wanting to do and shit like that. So I'm not really giving a fuck about what you want to do. Like, I'm more so worried about what I'm wanting to do, what I desire to do, how I feel about a situation and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So just take this into consideration. That way you can actually play out the right type of characters and the right type of aspects every time that you're dealing with yourself through an environment. You get what I'm saying? And if you need to learn more about environments, check my video from yesterday. Like I said, pretty much anytime we're interacting with someone else outside of us, they're stepping into our world a little bit and we're stepping into their world a little bit, or they're stepping into our space a little bit and we're stepping into their space a little bit. You get what I'm saying? And plus, as spirits, we're the one who create all these things in the first place. We're the one who create the mind and the chakra that then create the organs. And that's why we're getting to play this shit out physically and externally. Because as spirits, we was creating certain mind states, certain emotional state of being, certain chakras that then bent in on itself and created these organs for us to actually be able to sit here and talk to y'all and teach y'all motherfuckers what y'all need to know. And certain things like this. You get what I'm saying? And teach you how to be more of yourself and be more of an individual. That is what's going to help you the most. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, just peep game of what is paid attention to in this life. People pay attention to confidence. People pay attention to people that are able to build something. People pay attention to people who are able to be an individual and not give a fuck about being embarrassed, even if they're doing some goofy shit. Certain people would look at it as weird, but you're always going to have a couple people in that environment, or majority of people in that environment, who are going to respect it because you were confident within that. You don't give a fuck if these motherfuckers is looking at you weird or looking at you in some type of way. You being you, you're confident within yourself. You're comfortable within your own skin. That is the most important thing. You need to understand yourself and give yourself appreciation, respect, do things that you can respect, do things that you can love yourself for, show yourself these things. Because sometimes with certain individuals, you have to show the shit to yourself. Like, you can't just affirm it within yourself internally. A lot of y'all don't have internal strength like that. Some of y'all actually have to see it with your own two physical eyes. So like I said, you got to do shit that makes you respect yourself. You got to do things that shows yourself whatever mental and emotional blockage that you have as far as distancing yourself from self-appreciation and self-love. You get what I'm saying? You need to figure out what that is. That way you can exemplify certain traits and characteristics that you gravitate towards as far as what should be respected and what should be cared about and valued and loved in certain situations. And you can look back on past experiences that you've dealt with certain individuals, because we've all had certain individuals that have came around us that we respect in some type of way, or we appreciate their certain expressions and shit like that. So pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? We just need to do this at a more personal rate and not self-identify with all the shit that's been put into place for us to believe in, pay attention to, talking points and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Because all of this shit is a trap, and y'all be falling for it at the highest degree. How the fuck y'all got 1% of people running the whole entire world right now? You get what I'm saying? And that's y'all's fault. And you can't blame nobody else except for y'all. Because yeah, these motherfuckers created the witchcraft, they created the system, they created these mentalities, they created what you're paying attention to and what you're reacting and responding to, and the problem and solution. But at the same time, it's y'all that keep falling prey to it, and it's y'all that keep perpetuating the system and keeping it up, because you're not doing these things that I just told you as far as how to get the most out of life and how to be fulfilled and how to be happy within yourself and how to actually experience ease of process when you're dealing with your external environment. This eases things up internally. That way you can be eased up externally, and you're not on some type of shadow government system or some type of Masonic system. You get what I'm saying? You're not operating on that. You're operating more on individuality. You're operating more on you energy. You get what I'm saying? And it's going to reflect your environment. Your internal environment is going to reflect outwardly, and you're going to see it over time. Sometimes it don't happen immediately. I don't know what the fuck you've done and developed your whole life. You get what I'm saying? So don't think that you can just start thinking and feeling how you think that I think and feel or some shit like that, and then everything's going to be good. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? It don't always happen overnight. It just depends upon what you've developed, your level of strength and shit like that, where you're at as a spirit, how big, how small your space is, what type of internal system that you've built up for yourself. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, utilize logic and reasoning to help control your mentality, to help lead and direct your emotions. You want to direct your emotions, because that is the gas to whatever the fuck you're trying to do. You get what I'm saying? Even if you have the greatest, biggest dreams and goals, most far out fucking awesome shit, and you have all the practicality in the world of how to actually attain it and how to walk on it in real life, if you don't have the gas, if you don't have the vibe, if you don't have the emotion to back and support it, that spaceship ain't going to go nowhere. That mentality ain't going to go nowhere. It's going to stay stuck. It's going to move 2 feet and it's going to run out of gas. You get what I'm saying? It's not going to be able to go nowhere. You ain't even going to be able to fire up the engine on that mental spaceship, because it's lacking in the vibration. It's lacking in the gas. It's lacking in the feeling and emotion. And y'all know this, because even if you've got a responsibility that you need to take care of today, you know damn well if you don't feel like doing it, you ain't going to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you can't access some feeling, even if it's as simple as getting up in the morning and going to work your 9-to-5 job, if you don't have a fucking feeling that you can create or gravitate towards or magnetize towards yourself, as far as like, man, I don't feel like it, but I need to go and work this job so that I can invest into what I'm really trying to do, or so that I can, you know what I'm saying, do this or do that. That's the only way. Or, because for most people, it'd be a situation like they don't be feeling like going to work, but where the emotional gas comes in is like, damn, but I got my wife to take care of, but damn, I got my kids to take care of, but damn, these bills got to be paid at this certain time. So they be teaching y'all to do the exact right shit. Y'all just don't be understanding what y'all doing. And they be teaching y'all to do it to help build up their system, instead of doing your own thing and doing shit on your time and doing whatever you're trying to build. They want you to do it over here. They want you to, come up with reasons and ideas like, yeah, you need to make sure this landlord get paid, because they, you know what I'm saying, they operating on our system. This is our shit. Yeah, you need to make sure this fucking rent get paid to this house. Yeah, you need to make sure our Appalachian Power Company is getting paid. Yeah, you need to make sure. So yeah, they teach you certain things when you don't feel like getting up out of bed in the morning. You know what I'm saying? This is something that has been going on for a long ass time. It plays out in the most simplest of ways. These are all characters, mentalities, combination of thoughts and feelings, mental spaceships that have been created by the Masons for y'all to act out in certain environments, instead of doing your thing, instead of me like being on YouTube right now, making my music, doing whatever the fuck I'm trying to build. You get what I'm saying? They don't want you doing this type of shit. They would rather you have some emotional gas to get off your ass and go work at fucking your factory job and go make sure these bills is paid and shit like that. So they be teaching y'all the exact right shit. You just need to flip it. You need to put it into an aspect of that way you doing what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, don't forget about your responsibilities. Don't bail out on your responsibilities. Don't just fucking go completely flatline and bail out on shit. You get what I'm saying? Because yeah, everything will fall apart. You get what I'm saying? That's part of the foundation too. That's what a lot of y'all need to realize. That's why it's good if you're young. If you're young and watching this channel, pay very fucking close attention to the shit I'm telling you right now. If you're a young person still in high school or still living with your parents or something, take very close grips and control right now. Save up whatever money that you can. And whenever you're experiencing life, no matter what you're going through at the moment, limit the amount of responsibilities that you put on your shoulder. Don't be going and fucking on girls with no condom all the time and accidentally having babies and shit like that. And accidentally having a fucking ain't shit ass baby mama and shit like that. Don't be going and trying to immediately, like, unless you have to, like, unless your parents is just dicks and want to kick you out when you're 17 and shit like that. Like, don't go and try and develop a whole bunch of bills immediately and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times this is where the trap is. They be getting y'all to develop so many responsibilities as far as insurance, life, health insurance, dental insurance, fucking car payment, car note, fucking insurance payment for your car, rent. You know what I'm saying? They be wanting to make you, and also the image and status of it too. A lot of people pay attention to image and status too. So you'll have people who are very young get their first loan or lease their first leasing option on a vehicle, and instead of getting something that look ugly at the moment, like a little fucking Jeep Grand Cherokee that's got 150,000 miles on it and it's from '08 or some shit like that, instead of doing that and being more practical with it, where you got a low monthly payment, you can pay it off quickly and shit like that, they would rather you go and get like a fucking brand new 2020 Charger, brand new 2024 Hellcat or some shit like that, and pay off these motherfuckers $80,000, $100,000 and shit like that. That's what they be wanting y'all to do. That way, whenever you're stepping into the environment, you're adding on all these responsibilities to yourself. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm getting fucking hiccups now for some reason. But yeah, they'll want you to add all these responsibilities on yourself, and I see a lot of people falling for this shit too, to the point where you physically, and it's all about time. This is another thing too. That's another way that you can get the most out of life. Utilizing your time wisely. Time is one of the most valuable assets down here. It's like another form of currency. So that's why they want you to come and work this job and be there 5 to 6 days a week. It's completely unbalanced. There's no reason why you should be going and working a job for somebody else outside of you for more days in a week than you have off to work on whatever you're working on. You get what I'm saying? That shit is dead by default. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, they want you to develop so many responsibilities and burden yourself with so many responsibilities on your shoulders to the point where you never have time to work on the shit that you're actually into, the shit that you're actually passionate about, the shit that you actually dream about and shit like that. They want you to have so many responsibilities to the point where you physically have to work 2 jobs to even keep up with that shit. You get what I'm saying? And also it depends on where you're living at too. Young people, listen very fucking close to me. Young people, like I said, save up all your money. Stay at your parents' house as long as you possibly can. I get it. Some parents are dicks. You might not be able to stay and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? But pay attention. The area in which you're living at, there's certain areas now that just to get by and pay just your rent, most people in these areas don't even have fucking vehicles. This is what y'all really need to pay attention to, young people. Genuinely, young people. So listen to me, please. God, please listen to me. This is what y'all need to pay attention to. Majority of the people in these cities with high populations and shit, I know it looks attractive. I know it looks good. I know it looks fun. I know you see all the bad bitches and all the clubs and the party schemes and shit like that. Don't get me wrong. It is fun. Go there on vacation, dog. I promise you, go there on vacation. You need a comfortable headquarters. That is the most important thing. You need a comfortable headquarters. Like I said, in these high pop civilization cities and shit like that, majority of these people don't even have vehicles. And majority of these people are working 2 jobs just to make ends meet as far as rent and groceries. They can't even, you know what I'm saying? They can't even do anything beyond that. You get what I'm saying? So these people be stuck in these cities. That's what y'all need to understand. These people be stuck in these cities and they physically have to reach out for help by someone else to be able to be like, look, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to get out of the city. Like, they physically have to get somebody to come and help them move and shit like that, like, or rent a U-Haul or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? These people be stuck in these cities. They have the price, the cost of living in these cities is so fucked up at this point that they are sucking all your time into some Masonic shadow government ran corporation. And not only that, everything is correlated to that anyway. So the way that you're thinking, the way that you're feeling, the way that you're approaching things is something that some Mason built up for you in the first place. So you're wasting your time into the wrong type of shit. Time is the most valuable resource down here, maybe aside from attention, but you can't even get attention without your fucking time anyways. You got to put time in to be able to get the attention that you need. I got fucking baby hairs falling out and shit. I don't like that, man. Fuck all that. But yeah, you're putting your time into the wrong aspect. You get what I'm saying? That's one of your most valuable things down here that you need to utilize. So like I said, just pay attention. Be a smart youngin', okay? Be a smart youngin'. Stay at home as long as you can. Even if you have to fucking work a 9-to-5 job, work that job, spend every fucking second that you get into shit like this, building on your creative endeavors, building on your attributes, developing your character, making yourself a better human. You get what I'm saying? And be smart about it. When it is time for you to move, you have the fundage necessary to where you can pay off your rent for a few months and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You have the wisdom and the viewpoint correct. Pay attention. Find you a place that is low cost of living. Okay? Find you a place that's low cost of living. Everything is getting fucked right now. Genuinely. Everything is getting fucked right now. But there's still places where you can lessen the tie as far as how much financial gain that you need just to get by. That way you don't have to give all your time into certain things. So just play it smart. Rent a room from somebody. You know what I'm saying? Get in with a good group of friends. Rent a room from somebody where you're not having to fucking pay a whole shitload. You get what I'm saying? Or come to an area like where I'm at. You get what I'm saying? And I'm in Virginia right now. I'm not going to tell y'all exactly where I'm at because like I said in the last video, I don't want random weirdos pulling up in my house and shit. Not to say that all of y'all are weirdos and shit, but I know how the internet be. I know how y'all be fucking like calling SWAT teams on people and shit like that just because motherfuckers is live streaming and you know where they at and you just want to watch somebody panic or some shit. Like, yeah, fuck y'all. Y'all not about to find out where I live at. But yeah, I'm in Virginia right now, more specifically Southern Virginia. So find you a place like this. Find you a little bumfuck ass town. As long as you got internet access and the tools that you need, you're pretty much good. You know what I'm saying? You can even learn shit from the environments because environments like this, I'm in a certain place right now, which they refer to as the Bible Belt. So, for example, for a long time here, they wouldn't even offer like medical marijuana for a prescription and shit like that. Like they were against that shit because it's the Bible Belt, and that's like, you know, they say the devil's lettuce and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, living in areas like this can help you. What up, Cherry? What up, Moonit? What up, Trey Dre? But yeah, living in areas like this, like the Bible Belt, and excuse me, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm fucking coughing and shit, probably distracting y'all from the learning tip and shit like that. But sometimes I just need to hit a little something, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, when you're in areas like this, you can actually learn shit from the environment. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm in the Bible Belt right now. That means there's a lot of churches around here. There's a lot of Christianity around here. That's like the main thing in this area. It's a bunch of Christianity. I don't know why the fuck I wanted to say it like that, but yeah, Christianity, grantedly, Christianity, you know, shit like that. So we got a lot of Christianity, First United Methodist churches and shit like that around, a lot of Baptists and shit, just all basically shit correlated to the fucking Christian religion. You get what I'm saying? Anything correlated to the King James Bible and shit like that. That is the area that I live in right now. So therefore, by me interacting with this environment, I already know because I grew up in this environment. You get what I'm saying? For the most part, I grew up in Southern Virginia and Northern Virginia for the most part, back and forth between the two. So I grew up in fucking hoods and cities and shit like that. But then I also grew up in like very rural Bible Belt type of areas. You get what I'm saying? So everyone down here in this area, I'm very familiar with it because I've spent more time down here than I have in the hood and in the city and shit like that. I've spent a lot more time down here. So I'm very familiar with this type of area. So I know the type of aspect that everyone's in. It's very country down here, like very redneckish down here, but it's also very, and I'm flipping y'all off. I don't know why I didn't just, that was fucking weird. I don't know what I'm doing now, but you get what I'm saying? It's very country down here. So people move on like morals and values correlated to old fashioned type of living for the most part. You get what I'm saying? Like majority of people around here will respect you if you got calloused hands and shit like that, and you don't have like pretty girly looking hands and shit like that. Like they respect you if you like a working man and shit like that. Like that's how this area is in that type of aspect. And like I said, this help you learn about life from being in environments like this. You need to learn how to see the characters. That's the main thing. What's good, magically sent? Yeah, we was magically sent right here, right now, for y'all to be hearing this shit. But yeah, fucking. So like I said, this will help you learn a lot about life. Y'all need to learn how to peep game of the characters that are being presented right now. That way you can actually tell if somebody is in a unique expression that is just true to them and that's just how they are right now or whatever, or it's a situation where it's some shadow government type of mentalities that are being utilized, and this is shit that has been put in place for people and they're still operating off of that type of shit. Just still, they might even be doing it a little bit more so in their own way, but you're going to have the clarity, the mental clarity, and you're going to have the ears to actually be able to see the character, to see if this person is operating on some shadow government mentalities or is something of their own creation. You get what I'm saying? That way, you know how to approach people a little bit better. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, just peep game of the characters. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we're observing these things, like I said, one of the characters we got around here is that like self-righteous type of Farmer Joe. Fucking, he's probably a pastor down at the church on Sundays, but he fucking harvests corn every day of the week. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like we got that type of character. As far as like the old farm boy morals and values and principles and shit like that of the old countryman, and then we've got strictly the Bible aspect of it, and you might get the two conflated, but I've lived in this environment. I know the type of people that I deal with down here. These are two separate things. Okay. Even though Farmer Joe's probably still a Christian and probably still go to church every Sunday, and he might even be the pastor of his own church that's 1.5 miles from his fucking cornfields and shit like that. Like, yeah, he might still be the pastor of that church, but the Christianity, the Bible Belt character that's presented down here is a different type of energy. The farmer one be more like stronger in the aspect of like morally strong. You get what I'm saying? The Farmer Joe aspect be stronger in like the morally aspect. You get what I'm saying? Farmer Joe's a lot more morally strong. Like Farmer Joe is like a fucking strong man, but he would never hit his kids. You get what I'm saying? Farmer Joe is just that type of nigga to the point where he could say some shit and his kids are just going to listen to it. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how Farmer Joe is. Like he don't really got to do too much. You get what I'm saying? And all the kids got their chores through the day. You know what I'm saying? All the kids got to go outside and harvest they 2 shuckles of corn for the fucking Make sure you harvest your 2 shuckles of fucking corn for the goddamn day before you come inside, before you think your ass is going to go and fucking read the Bible before you go to bed, or before your ass think you're going to go fishing and shit like that. Because I can tell you now, majority of people around here who actually living on that like Farmer Joe type of energy, like they not, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers don't be inside. You know, that's how I grew up too anyways, until I got a little bit older and started getting into like Minecraft and shit like that. And I started being a fucking nerd a little bit and wanting to be inside all the time. But you know what I'm saying? For the most part, growing up around here, you're going to be outside most of the time. You're not going to be wanting to be on the video games. Whenever I was like 10 years old, up until about 13, I was outside. And before that, I was outside every day, all day anyways. But 10 through 13, what I would do was during the summertime, I would wake up in the morning. and I would come outside. It was already warm. Like the summers back then were a little bit different. Wake up in the morning. All I do, fucking take a shower, gather all my fishing equipment up. I don't even put on a goddamn shirt. I don't even put on socks, brother. I'm a real life hillbilly. Like, y'all don't understand this. I'm a real life hillbilly. This was my life for about a good 3-4 years. Okay. I will wake up, take a shower, never put no shoes on, never put no fucking t-shirt on, just straight up basketball shorts and some underwear. And what I would do is I'd gather up all my fishing equipment and I'd gather up my little brother and we would fucking walk. There was a river right below our house. We had the town pool across the road from our house and across the train tracks. And then down below the town pool is a motherfucking river, right? And they have rainbow trout in that river. I used to love fishing. I don't like it so much now because I feel like it hurt the fish a little bit whenever I be doing that. And I kind of feel bad about it. Like I started to get a little bit more empathetic over the years and shit like that. It's like, damn, like I'm piercing this fish's lip for what? Like I'm not even finna eat this fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like a game. Like that's a living being. That's a spirit in that fit. Like it don't really appeal to me no more. But you know what I'm saying? This was my life for a good period of time. And we would go and hop in that river, barefooted, mind you, wading in the river. I'm not talking about just walking on the bank. I was in the fucking river, homeboy, by the bank, in the river, barefooted. And I would just fucking sit there and goddamn fish all fucking day, all day. And what we would do is we would walk down the river too. It gets deeper than that. Y'all don't even understand. It gets deeper than that. We would walk down the river all fucking day. We would walk from the town pool where we would get in at miles down the river. And it would literally take all day from morning when the sun would break. This is how fucking dedicated I was into this shit back then. From fucking sunbreak when the goddamn sun came up, that's the first moment I stepped my ass outside, pretty much, you know, for the most part. From that moment, it would take us all day until it was getting dark in the evening time to get down to the other end of the river. And it wasn't even the end of the river. The river still goes on for a long ass, you know, forever, pretty much. You know, these rivers around here pretty much don't ever even end anyways. But we would get to this part that was like a fucking... It was like a nature park. It has like it's called the River Walk is what it's called. It has like fucking bench chairs and shit like that on it and stuff. You get what I'm saying? But that's just a little personal story. We kind of got off on a little bit of a tangent right there. Started talking about this shit. It just made me laugh a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Farmer John, he ain't got to fucking do too much. Farmer John would never hit his kids. Farmer John would never fucking do no weird shit. You only see the weird shit happening with Christians. We finna talk about that character though. We talking about the Farmer John character right now, as far as when we talking about Virginia and shit. Farmer John down here, he ain't got to say too much. You know what I mean? He got all his kids in line. He got his woman in line and shit like that. He been married for so and so how many years. He drop off corn at the farmer's market every Thursday and shit. You know, we got that type of character down here. And even if it isn't a person who owns a farm, it's just somebody. It's like that working. It's like that working type of spirit. That's the character that is more correlated to that strong working type of spirit and the strong and another peep game, because pretty much everything comes from y'all's religions anyways. The shit that we're observing, because these things were made over 2,000 years ago for the most part, most of them. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that come from this, and people misinterpreting and reading the Bible the wrong way and shit like that. And when we talking about men and women in the Bible, people thinking that it's actually men and women, and when it's not. And I just look like fucking Home Alone. Fucking aftershave on my face, even though I ain't even fucking got that much of facial hair. Aftershave on my face. Shout out Home Alone. That was my childhood for real. Shout out Home Alone. That was fucking good ass shit. Lost in New York was one of the greatest movies of all time. But anyways, yeah. So pay attention though. All of this shit come from y'all's religions. The reason why Farmer John and the dude who is just like an extreme working type of spirit, it come from the Bible whenever people was misinterpreting shit and reading shit incorrectly. whenever they was reading the book of Job and shit like that. And whenever they was reading certain Bible verses that was telling them that the man needs to be the head of the household and the man is to be respected at all times. No, bitch, it was talking about, yeah, your fucking your thoughts, that strong logic and reasoning that you have need to be at the head of the household. It need to be up here taking control, directing. That need to be your mental spaceship, fueled by your emotions, fueled by the woman, backed and supported by your children and your feelings and your emotions and all the blood cells within you. Boom. That's what it was really talking about. But a lot of y'all get the aspect confused. So down here, the character started to play out as people working extremely hard and shit like that, and that becoming what's respected as far as a character and being the head of the household, the fucking man of the house and shit. You get what I'm saying? Things like that. So that's how that character actually developed and plays out down here. But that is more of a like peaceful character, even though they will sit here and tell you that you a sissy little bitch boy or something whenever you don't work hard for what you got, or whenever you don't have the callous fingertips and rough hands and shit, and you all smooth and fucking lotioned out and shit like that. Like, yeah, that's one aspect of it, but at the same time, you get what I'm saying? Don't get it fucked up. At the same time, they're very peaceful as well. You get what I'm saying? Like these people, I've met a lot of these people. These people wouldn't like do no weird shit to their kids or anybody else's kids. They wouldn't abuse their kids for the most part and shit like that. Whenever we get into the abuse sector of it, that's when we talking about the actual Christianity type of motherfuckers. Okay, because this is what a lot of y'all need to understand about religion and Christianity in general. Okay. A lot of people, especially people whose family bloodlines have been doing this for fucking hundreds of years and shit like that, who are deep into it. When people got into the Bible back in the day, originally, whenever the shit first came out and they started giving it to the common people and shit like that, whenever it first started coming out and breaking onto the scene, okay, people started to think that they knew better than other individuals because of the way that they interpreted the Bible. You get what I'm saying? Or because they were into the Bible and this certain other person or family or tribe wasn't into the Bible. You get what I'm saying? So what we have now is a long generational ancestral bloodline of individuals who have developed a super ego and made themselves in some type of God aspect and living according to Jesus and shit like that off of this. Okay. So it's created the ego and it's created a certain status and image for individuals, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to act out these characteristics and the virtues and principles that they learn about from the Bible, interpreting it in the incorrect manner, mind you, before it even gets played out. They're going to play it out to a much more extreme degree. You get what I'm saying? That's why you see pastors and preachers and shit like that who are over big Christian churches, they be the most greedy motherfuckers in the world, or they be the most abusing, beating on their wife ass, beating on their kids ass people in the world. They be the most motherfucking reaching out to and talking to all the little fucking 12-year-old boys and girls in the motherfucking world. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and do y'all's fucking research if y'all don't believe this, or just peep game if y'all's own pastors. But I already know a lot of y'all are too fucking stupid to even realize this shit. Because let me tell y'all a little story, okay? Because we've already broke down the two characters of fucking of the characters that is majority prevalent in my area. There's new characters coming in now because we've added some shit around here like a casino and a couple other things. We'll talk about that later. But let's give y'all a story time based on the two characters that I'm talking about right now. Most importantly, the one on this side, the fucking Christianity character. Okay. Whenever I was younger, we were never in church whenever I was really young. Whenever I got to about fucking 8 or 9 years old, 10, 11, 12, somewhere 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's hard for me to remember my childhood a lot of time. But 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, somewhere in that fucking range. Okay. My mom started taking us to church because she was with a guy and his mom, which RIP to her, she ended up basically being like my grandma. Even though she was Christian, she was like a good Christian. She wasn't on no bullshit. She would be the type of Christian who would be trying to bake all the fucking pastries and trying to bake all the fucking casseroles and shit for the for the youth event or for the fellowship hall where we all go and eat and shit. And she'd be up at like 6 a.m. in the kitchen, fucking cussing her head off, talking about, God damn it, fucking shit. When she fucking, when she burned some shit, I swear to God, I'm not even making this up. And Grandma Judy, it's all love to you. I can feel her on the other side laughing about this shit right now. I ain't even gonna lie to you, because she already knows. She already with God. She already in her space. She already with her mind and shit like that. She already in her fucking promised land and shit like that. Whatever she came up with. So I already know she already know what's going on. But yeah, she be the motherfucker who fuck up the banana pudding or some shit and be in the kitchen at 6 a.m. talking about some, God damn it, fuck, shit. And I'd be in the fucking living room, because we slept in the living room most of the time when we stayed at Grandma Judy's house. So I'd be in the living room hearing this shit at like 6 in the morning, hearing this shit at like 8 or 9 years old and shit, being like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's like my first clues to let me know that Christianity and religion was bullshit. Because Grandma Judy already know that it was bullshit. She already know that a fucking sin is only a sin against yourself. You can sit here and say, God damn it. Last time I checked, God told me it was all right to say God damn it as much as I want to. So you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Boom. That was like my first clues of being young. I seen that and I was like, it made me laugh, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what I mean? She's supposed to be the most fucking godly bitch in the world. You know what I'm saying? Why is she in here? I thought you wasn't supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? I thought you wasn't supposed to do that now. So yeah, I figured out that shit, how that shit is. So yeah, let's continue and get into the actual story time. When we came around her, we started going to church, right? And there was a specific pastor who was over this church, right? So we started going there for a while and shit. Probably been going there for about a year at this point, right? And everything was going okay. I have always been aware, even whenever I was very young. Like a lot of people probably don't live that type of life, but I have always been very aware since I was really young. So whenever certain shit would be happening in the church, or they would be trying to kick a certain type of rhetoric based off of scripture and shit like that, I would just always be like, something's not right here. You know what I'm saying? Like I never was one who was like into it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I always knew that something wasn't right and shit like that. But as time goes on, this shit is being revealed to me more and more and stuff like that. Like I'm seeing more and more and more. Right. And then one day what happens is the preacher who's over this church. And before we say this, let me preface it by saying this motherfucker was in better financial standings than majority of the people who went to this church. Okay. He had a free fucking house that he didn't have to pay for, that was on the church property that the church paid for out of the fucking offering plates. The church itself was fucking massive. If there were anything to ever happen to his goddamn house, he could literally live in some of them back rooms in the fucking church. There's 100 rooms in that church. You could just take one and transform it from a classroom into a whole fucking bed situation and everything. So get the fuck out of here. This motherfucker had not one, but two giant black Cadillac Escalades. I think that's what the fucking car brand is. Escalade. I think it's a Cadillac. If it's an Escalade, I think it's a Cadillac. So we had two of these motherfuckers, right? And this big ass house. And not only that, at the time, the big ass house had just gotten done with renovation, right? Just gotten done with renovation. I'm seeing all this shit at like 10 years old. I realized this when I was like 10 years old. Okay, just keep in mind. He had all this shit already, right? And we came into church one morning, right? And at this day and time is supposed to be the day whenever this pastor gets his money for being the pastor, right? This is a time and day when he's supposed to get paid, right? His allowance or whatever the fuck for being the preacher of the church, right? This is the time and day it's supposed to happen. We come into church, and I guess they had a meeting in the background and shit, and basically told him like, hey, you're not getting paid today. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is he ends the meeting immediately. And this motherfucker gets up in front of the church, in front of God and everybody, in front of all the fucking children and little women and all type of shit of the church and stuff. He gets up there on the pulpit in front of all of them, and he starts fucking raging, screaming. I'm not joking. Like I'm literally, I could not make this up. He gets on the fucking pulpit, he starts screaming and raging, and he's like, "Oh, I don't even need y'all. If y'all can't pay me, da 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 da." And this was the problem. People was too broke. Like people was broke. Like that's the only problem. They wasn't paying him sufficiently. They couldn't give him what he wanted. People was still trying though. You get what I'm saying? But people was broke. And this motherfucker got 2 Cadillac Escalades. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker got a big ass house on the fucking land. He don't even have to pay for it. Like the renovations, he don't even have to pay for it. You get what I'm saying? Everything is dependent upon magically sent. Come over to my YouTube. My live stream on IG is about to end in fucking 5 seconds. If y'all want the full version, come over to the YouTube. But anyways, so yeah, he's raging and shit, saying I don't need y'all. If y'all don't pay me by the end of the day, I'm leaving the church. Okay, and I'm 10 years old hearing this shit and being like, this is fucked up. Like this is fucked up. You get what I'm saying? Like this ain't right at all. So what actually ends up happening is one singular person took the brunt of the entire responsibility. One singular person came in the middle of him fucking ranting and raving, came and give him a check for the full amount of whatever the fuck he wanted or whatever the fuck he needed at the moment, due to him being a greedy little bitch. But somebody had the fucking kindness and the grace in their heart to come through and give this motherfucker a full whatever he wanted. Gave him a full check for whatever he wanted. One person, mind you, one person. And this is supposed to be the responsibility of the whole church and shit. I don't think you motherfucking pastors should be getting paid like that anyways, though. But you know what I'm saying? There's no reason why you got 2 Cadillac Escalades and you know that there's a woman in your church who's driving an old fucking 1985 fucking Toyota Celica or some shit with fucking 300,000 miles on it. You get what I'm saying? You got a big family. You do. Granted, I understand that. One Escalade will suffice, you bitch ass motherfuckers. But anyways, you get what I'm saying? Help out the little old lady who's still driving her fucking Celica from 85, you bitches. But anyways, he fucking, like I said, this dude came and give him a check for the full amount that he wanted. And then once he got the check, he looked at it, realized it was for the amount that whatever he wanted, right? And then he just fucking carries on like nothing happened, bro. And all the people in that church, nobody said nothing about it. Nobody left that church. I left that church immediately. I told my mom, I was like, I'm not going back. I'm sorry, but I'm not going back to that church. The fuck you talking about? And I'm telling my mom this at like 10 years old, 18 years old. Real shit. I'm not even joking. I said, we ain't going back to that fucking church. Everybody else stayed though. Everybody else stayed at that church. You get what I'm saying? So this just lets you know the type of character that be represented when we're talking about the Christian character or being a religious man type of character or being a preacher type of character. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a long stemming generational thing that has been developed an ego around, and people feel like they got fucking superpowers and know more than you know just because they interpret the Bible in a certain type of way and they interpret it wrong in the first place. And they get this shit from the Masons anyways, because the Masons were the ones who first developed the ego around the practices and the things that they were trying to teach to the common people through the Bible and shit like that. And everyone was interpreting it incorrectly. They tried to help at first and motherfuckers still wasn't getting it. So they did the exact same thing first. They developed the ego around it and been like, okay, so we're God's chosen people. We're the fucking, you know what I'm saying? We're the ones with the superpowers and shit because we know what this shit is talking about, but they can't ever get to grips with it. They can't ever understand it. So that's where y'all got that shit from anyways in the first place. So the Christian character is now playing out the same exact type of aspect. They've developed it in this type of way because now we have even other versions of people reading the Bible and quote unquote interpreting it incorrectly according to what the Christian denomination is on nowadays. You get what I'm saying? So that's what y'all preachers and y'all extreme Christians are doing now. That's why y'all play these things out to extreme degrees. That's why you'll cut yourself off to things like sex before marriage or fornication and shit like that. Yet you always be acting out on the most dumbass shit. because you're lost in your desires and stuff like that, or you're always sitting back praying for more and shit and praying for more money and stuff like that because of things like this. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a long stemming thing. Y'all been doing this shit for years, and that's why it's at such a strong degree now with the generation that we see, as far as people from like 50 to 60 years old and then their children. You get what I'm saying? That's why it's in such a strong aspect now. More of the Gen Z and fucking Generation X or whatever the newest one is and shit like that. A lot of us are more so stemming away from that. Even if y'all are still getting into other flunked out shit, a lot of people are still stepping back from that Christianity program a lot more nowadays. Like I think it kind of broke in a way. As far as what y'all been carrying on, as far as a bloodline and generational curse and that type of aspect. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, so peep game of the people that you're witnessing playing out this extreme Christian character through, as far as the 50 to 60 years old and their children, the people who are like 35, 40 right now. You get what I'm saying? Pay attention to these people, because the parents, the 50 and 60 years old, a lot of times they be the ones who are really into it and develop a super ego around the shit. You get what I'm saying? And y'all will be like extremely abusive to your kids and shit like that. Like I said, y'all play out this character at a more extreme level because of the ego that's been developed around it. So this is something that you feel through your fucking bloodline and shit like that. So even if you're not understanding what I'm saying right now, as far as how this shit has played out throughout your bloodline, you might not recognize it within yourself, but that is what's going on at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? So y'all will play this out at an extreme level. That's why y'all be so deep into it. You get what I'm saying? Even if you don't have to tune into your mom or your grandma no more, like they're dead and gone or whatever, that's why you're still playing it out at a super degree, because you've been doing it since you was a kid and you've developed a superpower, a super ego around the shit, thinking that you're more godly than other individuals and you're going to heaven and certain other people are going to hell for the way that they live and because they like to fuck on bitches sometimes and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So y'all pass this down to y'all's kids, and a lot of times the way y'all raise y'all's kids up, they get smacked upside their mouth if they say God's name in vain or fucking take Jesus' name in vain or certain shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So your kids now are more in like a puppy dog aspect of it, like them fucking puppy dogs you see at the kennel who has been like beat their whole life and shit like that. You will see this. Actually sit down and go to a church, okay? Genuinely, like, because I did this not too long ago. I did this about 2 years ago, okay? Nowadays, sit down and actually go to a church. Genuinely, there's at most 1 to 2 people who actually believe and are actually benefiting from the shit that they're into. Okay. Keep that in mind. 1 to 2 people in the entirety of a church. And those are the people who are the only ones who are worthy of some type of grace and respect because they actually believe it. Okay. Now, majority, everyone else in the church, they're doing it for an image. You get what I'm saying? They're doing it for the image of what that character brings to them: support, community, fucking brotherhood, sisterhood, shit like that. Pay very fucking close attention. Everyone else is doing it for an image and the ego and the superpower of what Jesus give to them or claiming God give to them. You get what I'm saying? Pay very close attention. Now, pay attention to the older ones who are doing it for the image. Now pay attention to the younger ones, the 30, 40-year-olds. And even if there are some in their 20s, pay attention to these. Pay very close attention to these. These motherfuckers hardly can even speak. These motherfuckers can hardly even speak. And they don't believe in the shit. They're afraid. Watch how they've been trained like fucking puppy dogs who have been beat all the time. If you come around them and move in the wrong type of way, they're all fucking skittish and thinking you're going to hit them or some shit like that. Pay attention. You get what I'm saying? These people be doing it for the image as well, but they be doing it for the image of their parents because they know the restrictions, they know the repercussions when they're not claiming Jesus and coming and singing in the choir and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? That's why you'll have situations where these people will live at home into their 30s and 40s and shit like that with their parents because of shit like this, the way that they've been trained up to be into it. And if you pay very close attention, the shit even seeps out through their body language and shit like that. If you're not a person who understands psychology like that and the human psyche and understand what's really going on in certain situations, pay very close attention. Whenever you see these younger individuals who are into the Christianity program, who don't really believe like that and are in the aspect of what I was just talking about, pay attention. When they go up there and they're fucking singing their I Love Jesus song and shit like that, pay attention to who they're looking to. They're looking to the pastor. They're looking to and it happens in a split fucking second. If you're not aware like that, you will never catch it. But pay very close attention. They look to the pastor, or they look to their parents, or they look to somebody in the crowd who have some sense of authority or some sense of support to them or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? That's what they do while they're acting that out. Instead of, like, me personally, I would, if I'm on some shit like that, and y'all know this, if any of y'all came to see me perform in Atlanta, or any of y'all have seen the footage, like, I don't look for fucking validation or support in the surroundings. Like, if anything, I'll fucking crack like one eye or look for like a millisecond. Most of the time though, I'm just trying to be completely in my essence, because I know that I believe in it like that. And not believe in it, but I know I believe it. I know it like that. I know it's familiar to me like that. You get what I'm saying? These people will show you certain clues to let you know they're not really into it like that. So like I said, they're going to be looking for validation and looking for support in the environment and shit like that, to make sure they're doing the right thing, or making sure they're not making a mistake, and making sure they hit that note in the right type of way. But for that way, that fucking certain frequency of how that note hit, Jesus can come in and fucking Jesus can come into the function a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is how this should be going. This is how this should be going all day, man. If y'all don't see that, I don't know what to tell you. On Jibo. So yeah, that's why we deal with these Christian characters to the most extreme level, because of all the fucking ego and that y'all have developed around it, and because of y'all trying to maintain an image for somebody. Y'all know y'all don't even really give a fuck about it like that. Y'all know that. That's why whenever it's a situation where you sitting here saying that you are celibate for Jesus and you're not fucking anybody else until you get married, you know, the moment that you come around me, you know that we're going to fuck, or you know that you're going to want me to play with your pussy, or you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to get like too vulgar or weird for y'all at the moment, but that's really how this should be playing out. You get what I'm saying? That's legitimately how this should be playing out. That's why you got to close yourself off to certain things. You cut yourself off to all opportunities. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a quote unquote sin and shit like that. No, that's not what a sin is. A sin is against self. A sin is anything that is against self. Any type of self-sacrificing, hanging yourself on the cross type of energies, any type of doing too much for others, any type of helping motherfuckers who don't deserve it, any type of giving motherfuckers more than you can afford to give them, any type of shit like that, that is a sin. Anything that is against you. You get what I'm saying? You know, in the back of your mind, you be wanting to fuck. You know, in the back of your mind, you want to go and fucking gamble. You know, in the back of your mind, after them fucking 7 days in a row of working all night, you know you want to hit some fucking weed. You know you want to goddamn smoke a cigarette and chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't fucking act like y'all just be closing y'allself off to all type of self pleasures and shit like that. And that's not a fucking bad thing. Why the fuck? This is the thing about it too, man, with y'all's religion shit, dog. Why the fuck would God want you to live like that? You know what I'm saying? Especially since most of y'all is believing that we only get one life down here. Why the fuck would God want you to use your one life like that, so that you can have an eternity of doing whatever you want? Like that don't even make no fucking sense. If you get an eternity of doing whatever you want, the only thing that makes sense is what we doing now is what we have always been doing. You get what I'm saying? And it even tell you in the Bible, the things that are bound on earth shall be bound in heaven. The things that are loosed on earth shall be loosed in heaven. So therefore, that's talking about you creating internal and external restrictions and boundaries for yourself. That way, when you are in your heaven and shit like that, you can experience what the fuck you want to experience, not what Jesus wants you to experience, or what somebody else's mind wants you to experience, as far as the Masons and how they looking at God, because God ain't even what y'all think it is at the end of the day anyways. Pay very close attention, bro. This shit is stupid. Why the fuck, if there was a God outside of us creating us, aside from ourselves, why the fuck would he want us to live with so many boundaries and restrictions like that? You know what I'm saying? Why? Well, why? It don't make no sense. Make it make sense first. Make it make sense first. You get what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's a contradiction. Y'all expect yourselves, and to maintain this image, y'all are going to allow yourselves to only live in this certain paradigm and only live in these certain type of aspects. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, check the verse in the Bible. I can't remember what it is. I've read the Bible a good few times, but I can't remember the verse. What is loosed on earth shall be loosed on heaven. What is bound on earth shall be bound in heaven. So therefore, that means whatever you're creating right now is going to be your eternity. You get what I'm saying? If we're taking it in the aspect of y'all, as far as saying fucking that you're living this way so that you can have an eternity of doing whatever you want. Your Bible tells you by that verse that what you're doing right now is what you're going to be doing in heaven. So the unhappiness you're having right now due to you not being able to do what you want to do, and the stress that you feel, because y'all be some of the most stressed out motherfuckers, and don't try to act like y'all not. Any Christians, y'all fucking know. You get what I'm saying? Y'all be some of the most stressed out motherfuckers. Either that or y'all just be so delusional to the point where y'all are fucking like ignorance is bliss type of energy. So you know what I'm saying? If you are a fucking happy Christian, you just ignorant at the end of the day. But yeah, it tell you that you creating your eternity. What you doing now? So why would you bind up? You know what I'm saying? Why would you bind up the pleasures? You know what I'm saying? Why would you bind up things that are fun to you, that are quote unquote called a sin? You get what I'm saying? But y'all just be taking it in the wrong aspect anyways. Whenever any type of sin they're talking about some internal energies. You get what I'm saying? They're talking about something that's going on inside you. Whatever type of character can be represented out of that. You get what I'm saying? Whatever atmosphere and environment you creating out of that. You get what I'm saying? Don't play around with this shit, bro. I'm tired of y'all fucking being weird with this Christianity shit, because I'll be seeing y'all all the time. But y'all know what's up, bro. Y'all know what's up. Y'all just be trying to ignore shit. I get y'all are afraid to be seen a certain way by your parents and shit like that, or by the church, or being disowned and shit, because it gave you a sense of family and communion and all this type of dumbass shit. But man, like, you gotta learn to be alone. You gotta learn to fucking how to handle shit for yourself. You get what I'm saying? And that's the thing too, bro. If there's a God outside of us, if there was a God outside of us, why the fuck would he want you to always rely on him and not be able to handle shit for yourself, him or her, whatever you're talking about as far as an external God? Why would a God want you to not be able to handle anything on your own and always be reliant to him and always praising and praying for some shit from him and never taking action on the shit? That's why we be seeing a lot of the time, if you're not like a pastor and you haven't been given that type of power, or you're not a deacon in the church who get paid from the church, or you're not something like that, 9 times out of 10, a lot of time we be seeing most of y'all people who are like really heavily religious and really strong, y'all be broke as fuck. And it's sad. Y'all be sad as fuck. And I've seen it too. I've seen it in y'all older individuals who are broke as fuck, who be super religious and shit like that. Y'all been praying for this shit your whole fucking life. You've been praying to get out of these situations your whole fucking life. You never took action on it. You never did anything to make it happen. God don't work like that. That's not what God is, dog. Come on, man. Come on now. We got to get right with it. If we go do anything, we got to get right with it. If we go do anything, you can't just be out here fucking begging for shit all the time and never doing anything to help yourself. You even see that in reality. I mean, let's just have common sense here. If you are a person who gonna help yourself and shit like that, you just gonna squander every type of help that anybody gonna give to you. So you know that you ain't gonna get no help from nobody in life. You know what I'm saying? So what the fuck? But that's not the aspect we need to be in anyways. We don't need to be building ourselves up just so we can receive help from other individuals and shit like that. Nah, we need to be self-sufficient to the point where we can make this shit happen without having to fucking be on our knees for 100 years and still never getting what the fuck we asking for and shit. That's why it's all about making things practical. Like we really got to make things practical. That is the most important thing. Like we can't get lost in la la land because it's so bad. Like it's so bad right now with that shit. The spiritual community, or quote unquote the people who want to be so-called spiritual and shit like that, that's what's so bad about it. Y'all be just as bad as the religious people. Y'all think y'all can go and fucking sit and meditate for 100 years and do the same thing and sit here and fucking focus in on some shit mentally and emotionally and do the same thing. You got, where is the practicality? And I'm a Capricorn, so like, it sounds like I'm damn near crying about the shit when I talk about this shit, but that, you know what I'm saying? That's just Capricorn energy in itself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, where is the practicality? I don't see it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if you are a person who has certain goals or you trying to get out of certain shit like that, like just where's the practicality? Like it could be such simple shit that y'all can have so easily if you just took a little action on the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all it is. It don't take much to outwork the common man. I can tell y'all that right now. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much to outwork the common man and separate yourself from the fucking herd. It really fucking don't. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that's that difficult, dude. You just might need to fucking write some shit down. If you don't know how to organize yourself mentally, you might need to write some shit down, dude. You might need to fucking write some shit down and start doing some shit, make yourself, because not everybody can just be practical in the mind like that. Like even my fucking Mercury is in Capricorn, so I can be a real extra practical in the mind and shit like that. Like I don't even have to fucking write down a plan 9 times out of 10. Like I know where I'm going, I know where I came from, okay, I know how to make it happen now, boom. Like that simple, you know what I'm saying? But certain other people, but yeah, you also just got to open up space for you to actually be able to take action on these things and do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And it all do start with the internal. So don't get it fucked up and skip over on that. Like, don't skip over on that shit. Like you think that you strictly don't need to be in your mind. You just need to be doing a whole bunch of external shit. Like, no. You got to come up with a good imagination. You got to come up with a good light. You got to come up with a good expression. You know what I'm saying? You got to come up with something unique, something new. That way you can get what you never had before. And always open up space to take action on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it takes some time sometimes. Like sometimes we're caught up in a lot of shit that we don't want to necessarily be into, as far as fucking as far as us not being able to take action on certain things, even if we have the time and space for it. Sometimes we just don't be feeling all the best and shit like that. But look, man, just take your fucking time with yourself. Give yourself a little grace. You know what I mean? If you fucking laying up on your ass at the moment, you probably need to be for a little second. But don't take that as me giving you too much grace, as far as, yeah, this next year I'm just gonna be on my ass and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So boom. Sun, Mercury, and Decent in Cap. Yeah, I'm Sun and Mercury Cap. That's my only Capricorn alignments, I believe. I do believe. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, don't think I'm telling y'all just to be sitting up on the couch for the next fucking 6 months to a year and shit like that. No, but just give yourself time. Be patient with yourself. The more pressure you put on yourself to make yourself do something, is the less that you're going to do it. But like I said, you need to start taking action on things that's going to make you appreciate yourself. You need to start taking action on things that's going to make you respect yourself. You need to start taking action on things that is going to give you more confidence, no matter what the fuck you have to do, no matter even if you got to go and embarrass yourself in certain situations. You get what I'm saying? Because that's the thing about it. Y'all pay close attention. Y'all pay close attention. Pay close attention. You pay close attention. 9 times out of 10, if you're afraid of your expression like that so deeply, you probably have a big mission. You get what I'm saying? Because you get what I'm saying? That's just how it be, in my experience anyways. If you are afraid to get into it, and that be the root cause of the issue a lot of time, and y'all don't be realizing it. You be afraid of your own expression. But this is the thing. You're actually being afraid of your own power, because you deep down subconsciously, you know what you're capable of. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, you'll put yourself in an aspect of being afraid to get into it due to you being afraid of your power and shit like that. And you just thinking at the moment that it's an aspect of you being embarrassed about shit and not wanting to get embarrassed and stuff. You'll take it the wrong way and think that that's what it is. But really, a lot of the time, you just be afraid of your own power, because you know, especially if you're a person like me, like the shit that I'm into now is the shit that I've been into my whole life. And I just didn't realize it, and I never took action on it, because I didn't think back then that it was something that was going to go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always told from young, like, you need to make sure you do good in school. You need to make sure you go to college. You need to make sure you get a good career when you get out of school. Oh, you're starting to fuck up in school. Maybe you should go to trade school and learn how to be a welder, or learn how to be a this or that, or be a doctor, be a lawyer, be a psychologist, be this or that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what a lot of us are dealing with. And the shit that we was doing when we was kids, a lot of time, be the actual shit that we supposed to be doing. You get what I'm saying? Like that be the real shit that you supposed to be on at the end of the day. The shit that you was doing a lot when you was a kid and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even if you didn't have the tools necessary to make it happen, like you were having imaginations about the shit. You was acting it out even without it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of person, I've been fucking acting like I've been recording videos since I was probably about 5 years old. And I didn't even really know what a fucking video was. Like YouTube, when did YouTube come out? We about to look up when YouTube came out. When did YouTube come out? That's crazy. It says since I was about 5 years old. It says that YouTube launched February 14th, 2005. I was born January 15th, 2000. So 5 years old would be right before YouTube came out. That would be like right before YouTube came out. But I've been talking about this shit since back then. And I would literally sit there and fucking act like I had like a fucking camcorder or some shit whenever I'm jumping on the trampoline and shit with my little sister and stuff. Hold up. We gonna get real cringe sweats. We gonna show y'all a little bit of who I really am real quick. Let's pull up the YouTube. Give me 1 second, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see me or not. I'm not sure when I'm on this other tab. Y'all about to see some crazy shit right here. This lets y'all know how long I've been into this shit. I just never was consistent with it. Boom. This right here is my YouTube channel from 11 years ago. 11 years ago, it would have been what? What was 11 years ago? 2013, right? 2013 was 11 years ago. So, this is me making fucking real life Minecraft videos with my siblings and shit like that. Like I told y'all this in a past video. We had a fucking rock pile and a sand pit right by our house. It was like one of them spots where the government come and drop off fucking rocks and sand and shit to fill up potholes or do whatever the fuck they be doing, right? So that's what today. Let's fucking play one of these bitches. Look here, we'll play the third one.
Hello, people, and welcome.
Listen to how goofy I sound.
The real life Minecraft.
Listen to how goofy I sound. Hold on, let me make that shit full
Before I
screen.
start, I'd like to give a shout out because I love him. He's amazing.
Giving a shout out to
And
some fucking dude's
we're still
YouTube
here
channel I
on
was
this
watching back
biome.
then.
Saw a village over here. Gonna go check that out.
Look, I'm acting like it's a fucking village over there.
So let's get back to it. Let me grab my shovel.
I'm acting like it's a fucking village over there.
All right.
Look, I'm acting like a. This was our. This.
All right, let's just.
Okay, that was my shovel. That was all of our shovels back in the day. I've always been broke for the most part growing up. You know what I'm saying? Our fucking shovel for the sand pit was a fucking empty pop cereal can. An empty pop cereal can. Somebody stop playing with them. I come from the fucking cut, G. I promise you.
Pickaxe.
But yeah, I was just doing goofy shit like this. I've always been wanting to do shit like this. I've always been wanting to record videos and record myself.
Make this furnace. All right, there's some
shit that I be doing, the shit that I be into.
In it.
I'm 13 years old in the fucking sand pit,
or
acting like I'm finding fucking coal and iron ore and shit.
All right, got that cooking right now, and I have some redstone.
I'm real life in Minecraft mode right now. I'm real life in Minecraft mode right now.
Mine a little bit more. Then I'm gonna go over there and check out that village.
This is like OG classic sweat. Classic sweat. Back in the day. Look at me. Collecting some sand.
Just mine.
Collecting some sand for my inventory. I used to find specks of fucking red shit in the sand or specks of fucking black shit in the sand. I'd be like, oh, yep, there's some coal. There's a piece of fucking redstone. But yeah, we gonna stop that. Yeah, that's the type of shit. I've always been on this recording type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Peace, bro. Time traveling. I see. Yeah, we looking back on some old school Schwetz shit. Just letting y'all know that's the shit that you should be into. Whatever it was that made you happy when you was a kid is the shit that's gonna make you happy now. Like you gotta please your inner child too. Like we can't strictly just always be on adult shit all the time. Like I told y'all in my past video, like most of my life is adult shit. So I understand, like, you know what I mean? It's a healthy balance and shit like that. So, fucking, we just got to take care of that childish aspect. Don't be afraid to be a little bit childish. Don't be afraid to be looked at weird and shit like that. Cause I mean, fuck, even me, that shit was cringy as fuck. I know that shit was cringy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? That shit cringy as hell. Like, you can't lie about it. I can't make anything up to say it ain't cringy as fuck. I'm 13 years old playing fucking real life Minecraft with my sisters and shit. Like, what am I doing, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I've always been into the recording shit. That's just the shit that makes me happy. I didn't give a fuck about being embarrassed or nothing back then. And back then was the old days too. I had a like a fucking shitty little iPod Touch first generation and shit. You know how long it took to upload a YouTube video back then? Those videos was fucking. How long was they? Oh, it won't tell me now, bitch ass. 5 minutes. None of them was 6 minutes long. They was all fucking 5 minutes and 5 minutes and 30 seconds. It took about fucking 5 hours to upload them videos back in the day. I swear to God. And sometimes it would be a situation where you would fucking sit there and watch it for hours, and you'd have to leave your phone on. You'd have to leave your iPod on too. You'd have to sit there and watch it. Sit there and watch your phone for hours, and it's sitting there and uploading, you waiting, you like, yeah, my video about to get uploaded. Fuck yeah, my video about to get uploaded. And then boom, at the end, it's talking about, oh, error, gotta restart, gotta fucking reset it and shit. Then you gotta start the process all over again. Fucking shout out to them little shitty ass iPod fucking first touch generations though. I love them shits. Straight ass I said straight ass. What does that mean? Anybody can tell me what the term straight ass means? I don't know. That's something new. I just came up with that, I guess. Dead ass content video or constant video games and martial arts. I did as a kid. That wasn't that long ago. Fuck yeah, man. I like to play a lot of video games when I was a kid. I don't play video games no more because really the main reason why I would play like League of Legends or something on my computer, maybe if I had like some people to play with who are a decent team and shit like that. I don't really want to play solo all the time. But I would play maybe some League on my computer, but my Xbox right now is like really fucking old. I don't be playing no games on it. I downloaded console Rust on it not too long ago. If y'all don't know what Rust is, it's like a survival game, open world and shit. And goddamn almighty, that motherfucking shit sucks ass on that shit. And that shit was like, I bought it on sale, so it was only like $30, but still, you know what I'm saying? Like goddamn and a half. Why the fuck is, you know what I'm saying? That's why I quit playing that shit. Like Fortnite do okay though, but I think Fortnite can run on fucking anything. I could bring out my fucking mom's old laptop from fucking 2007 and that shit would probably be cool. Trey says Rust is mid. It's pretty cool in my opinion. I mean, fucking, it's way too complicated for me though. There's way too much that goes into it and shit like that. I would rather just run around and fucking fight people the whole time and try to beat them over the head with a rock or create a spear or a double arrow or a double fucking bow or a double barrel shotgun and just fucking blast people away, camp at their door and hide and wait for them to come out and steal all their guns and shit. Now I got an AK and shit, and now I can just fucking light people up all day. That's all I would do. I would probably never even build a base unless I really needed to store some loot or some shit. But you know what I'm saying? There's just so much that goes into that fucking Rust game. Like, I don't know what half the shit is. I don't know how to craft nothing. I don't know how to fucking do nothing. I just want to fucking beat people up with my rock, maybe spear a couple motherfuckers in their head a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Maybe fucking blow some motherfuckers away. Trey said that's that Capricorn shit. Yeah, another story time. If you into that, download Doom. My dad played Doom actually. Doom Eternal and shit like that. Like the newest joint. He said that game was really good, but really hard as well. But dude, another story time we can get into real quick. Whenever I was like fucking 3 years old, my dad put me onto Grand Theft Auto, right, on the PlayStation 2. I was probably like 3 to 5, maybe. He put me on the Grand Theft Auto on the PlayStation 2, right? It was Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Okay, on that game, back in the day, you could take a sniper rifle and shoot somebody in the head, and their head would blow off, and it would like shoot blood up out of their fucking head top and shit like that when their head was missing, up out of their neck, blam, blood all over the place, right? So I go into school on Monday, right? Just casual little sweats walking into school. Boom. I walk into school and all of a sudden they're like, okay, why don't you guys do a journal entry and draw us a picture of what you guys did over the weekend? So I didn't even put it in an aspect of saying like I was even playing a video game or nothing, right? I basically just told them that I was killing people all weekend. And I literally drew a picture of a fucking sniper scope with a dude in the sniper scope with his head blown off with fucking blood squirting up out of his fucking head top and shit. They called my fucking parents immediately like, whoa, hey, what the fuck's going on with this kid? What is wrong with this kid? What is wrong with this guy? Why the fuck has he got what? And my mom, I didn't even know about it. I didn't even know about it until I get home. I get home to my mom and she has the journal entry. How the fuck she got to the school and got that shit without me even knowing is beyond me, right? I get home and she has the fucking journal slice of paper, right? With the fucking with what I just said on it, a fucking sniper scope with a dude's head blown off, and fucking blood squirting out with my little shitty ass fucking first, second grade handwriting, fucking saying, yeah, I killed people all weekend and shit. And she's like, what the fuck is this? And she really got more so mad at my dad than she did me, because she kind of knew, like, yeah, he's not just a creepy ass kid. He just his motherfucking dad putting him on a Grand Theft Auto and shit. This motherfucker been playing Vice City all weekend, fucking slicing people with katanas and running around with chainsaws and fucking eating people up on the streets and shit. That's all I did. I was weird about Grand Theft Auto back then, though. I would go and kill a whole bunch of people, but then I would also be the dude who would literally sit at the in the car at the red lights and shit. Like in the game, I would physically stop at the red lights and wait for it to turn green, and then I'd be like, okay, now we good, like we can go on. Like that's how I played that game. But yeah, my mom was fucking pissed at dad about that shit. Dad was like, yeah, shit. We was playing games, man, you know. But that situation kind of smoothed over pretty quickly. And, you know, I don't remember really getting in trouble for it, honestly. But yeah, man, fucking life should be crazy out here, man. Life should be crazy out here. This shit I always been into though, but fucking video games not so much anymore. Like they used to bring me joy a lot because I used to be good at video games. Now, when I play any game I play, I never get it like brand new when it first come out. So every time I play a game, everybody is already the shit at it by the time I start playing. Even Call of Duty now, even if I get a fucking Call of Duty brand new, and I used to be cold as fuck at Call of Duty back in the day. Like nobody could fuck with me. I had a little group that I used to play with, Black Ops 2, Nuketown. If you know, you know. But fucking I had a little group I used to play with, and it'd be like 5 people in Nuketown, right? And I'd sit there at that bus in the middle and fucking spawn trap all of them. Nobody, I swear to God, nobody could keep up with me sniping in BO2. Bro, now, dude, I get dog shit on in every fucking Call of Duty game for the most part. I went pretty hard in Modern Warfare with the snipers. That was pretty fun for a little bit, that new Modern Warfare that came out. Yeah, that shit was fun for a little bit. Trey says play more single player games. I had gotten into a lot of single player games for a good bit there. You know what I'm saying? Like Elden Ring, Dark Souls series. You know, Elden Ring is made by the same people that make Dark Souls, but you know what I'm saying? Same shit basically. Bloodborne, stuff like that. Those are really fucking hard though. Like those games are intricate as fuck, man. Like for example, I have like 256 hours on Elden Ring, and I haven't even played it in like a year. And I'm probably not even halfway done with it. I would put money that I'm not even halfway done with it. Yeah, because there's so much exploration in that game, dude. Yeah, motherfuckers in sweats for no reason. Multiplayer's no. Yeah, you're exactly right, bro. Like everybody trying to be on the leaderboard, either that or everybody's like trying to be a streamer and shit like that now, or just like clip farm and shit like that. Because back in the day, you remember if you was around for Black Ops 2 and shit like that, fucking Black Ops 2 days, you could hit clips on motherfuckers, even people with machine guns and shit like that. That's when it became like super popular. Motherfuckers started going for clips all the time, trying to hit quad fees and 5-man on screens and shit. And motherfuckers just got cold with it now. Like most of the people who are cold as fuck with it are younger than me. Like most of the people who are like adults now get shit on for the most part, and ain't really that good at video games for the most part. It's the young people who are like fucking cold as shit now. It's crazy. You can't deal with it. But yeah, I don't even play video games like that for real though. I haven't touched my Xbox in probably 6 months, 7 months. It ain't even been plugged up. It's sitting right here on my shelf, right here on my desk, fucking completely unplugged, with my notebooks and shit sitting on top of it. Yeah, I ain't played that shit in a long time. But yeah, man, fucking the gist of this video is, man, take the fuck care of yourselves, man. Get the most out of life. Do the shit that you find fun and enjoyment in. Get back to that shit that you was doing as a kid. Don't get caught up in these fucking characteristics of being super Christianity out, being super fucking anything out. You know what I'm saying? Being super serious with life all the time and shit like that. Like I said, don't get it fucked up. Handle your responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Myself, most of my life is fucking is adult shit, man. But find that fun and enjoyment. Get back to what's true to you. Get back to that shit where you was doing when you was a kid until motherfuckers started hating on you for it, or starting to say you was weird about it, or starting to say like you into that too much or something, or that ain't normal, or that ain't gonna bring you nothing. That ain't gonna pay your bills. That ain't gonna digga baga nah. You know what I'm saying? Bust down. Get this shit. Trey said, facts, I'm making the most. Thanks for the reminder. Oh God. I'm 19. I don't want to worry about a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. It's school 2.0. Facts, man. It is good you realize that early, man, because it has the same type of backing and supporting system as far as like, dude, I got baby hairs coming out everywhere today, man. I don't even know what to tell y'all, bro. Fuck it. Yeah, it's the same type of characters that play out as far as like hierarchy systems and shit like that. So you know how you had like, for example, like the popular groups and shit in school, and then the weird kid groups, and then you had like the valedictorians and the smart kids and shit like that. Like, yeah, you got the same type of hierarchy system at work. You got like the assistant managers, motherfuckers who've been there a little bit longer, people who are like shift leaders and shit like that. And it play out in the same type of politics system too. It's all based off drama, and it's all based off of people telling secrets and talking behind people's back, and it's all based off of fucking favoritism, nepotism type of energies. Just keep that in mind when you work in a job. And that way you can just be you more through that situation, and the less and less that you give a fuck about that shit is the more and more less that you affected by it. You get what I'm saying? That's the more and more less you're gonna be affected by it. So that way you can breeze through that environment with a little bit more ease. Because by default, you've been in this space for about fucking 4 or 5 years, just like I have, Trey. So I already know, you know what I'm saying? You are viewing shit in the right type of aspect. You, the adult, a spirit in this situation, and you're gonna be using a job to fuel some shit like this, or you know what I'm saying? So some type of creative attribute or some type of characteristic that you trying to develop on your own time. You get what I'm saying? Just be more of yourself in those situations and cater more to not getting involved with that shit, because it's a lot of bait in these situations too. If you don't know how to conversationally and body language fucking float yourself through these situations, it's going to be more difficult for you. For example, it'll be bait situations where people will want you to react and respond or act out in certain characteristics, or they will bait you to have a conversation about certain topics that you might not necessarily give a fuck about so much, to the point where they're going to try to on a repeat involve you in shit like that. So be careful how you're coming outside your mouth and talking to people, and what you're showing them as far as agreeable energies and shit like that whenever you're in these situations, because you're going to be caught up in a situation where people are always coming to you to talk to you about the drama. Or if you're showing the right type of characteristics and showing good work ethic and being too good of a worker, rather than slacking off a little bit or being on your phone a good bit and shit like that, now you're going to be the one who has to carry the brunt force and the majority of the workload and shit like that. And they're going to try to loop that into a routine and pattern and make you get used to it due to your agreeable energies towards that, or what they're perceiving as agreeable energies. So therefore, if you're noticing this shit start to happen, make sure that you're coming outside your mouth to make the boundary clear. Like, look, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be doing all that. Like, I don't like to get involved in the drama. I don't really give a fuck what this person has going on, and I don't give a fuck what you got going on with them. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be the one who is doing everybody else's job for them necessarily and shit like that too. Like, yeah, you gave me this list of responsibilities when I started working here. This is what I'm sticking to. This person has their list of responsibilities. That's what they need to be doing. You get what I'm saying? Trey said, I'm always worried about getting fired. Thanks for the tip, though. It's a balance of not being the best at your job. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be too shitty to the point where you are going to get fired. But at the same time, you don't want to be in a situation where you're being the best worker in the building, because you're going to get the brunt force of the workload, unless you're somebody who is able to actually finesse yourself into a position of actually being a manager or a shift leader and getting raises and shit like that. So if you're like compensated fairly for it, you get what I'm saying? It's okay to maybe take on more responsibilities or take on more of an authority role and shit like that. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Don't be in a situation where you still getting paid the same, but you being expected now to train people and fucking cover certain other people's shit whenever they want to go and slack off and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Because they'll cater to certain people in certain ways, especially if you're in like a food service type of job where it's like a lot of young people and shit like that. This person's got to go to school in the morning and shit. But that's why I be telling them certain things. I'm not going to say what, just in case there's anybody that I know from that job on here watching me, because motherfuckers just yesterday at the job I just started, motherfuckers was already telling me they've been watching my YouTube channel and been heard like a bunch of my songs and shit like that. And I was like, what the fuck? I had no idea and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, You said you always worried about getting fired too. Yeah, I think that's a Capricorn thing as well, because I be dealing with that a lot in the workplace too. I think it's because the sense of what has been designed for us as far as what is practical at the moment. So we don't really want to let go of that. So we be worried about getting fired and shit like that when we work in a job because of that, because it might not be so practical for us to be out of work and not have a check coming in for the next few weeks while we still looking for another job and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So like, even if you call into work one day because you wasn't feeling like going in, or you felt sick or some shit like that, you get what I'm saying? You'd be worried of even interacting with your boss or your manager the next day when you do come in, because you're worried like, oh man, what if he comes and fucking talk shit to me and like threatens to fire me if I keep missing work or something, like situations like that. Yeah, it's because you worried about that practicability. You worried about losing your practicality and shit like that. It's not very practical for you to be out of work and be missing your paycheck for the next few weeks and shit. So I'm gonna use that and keep myself safe. Yeah, for sure. Because I know they never promote niggas most time or do a raise. Yeah. That's facts, man. Like that, they'll be trying to rope you into all type of extra shit. You know what I'm saying? So just make it clear, like, man, if y'all not paying me for doing more, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not about to add more on to me, just for, you know what I'm saying, just because this person don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Or just because you don't want to do it. Like, I'm sorry, but no. You just gotta let that shit be known sometimes. And don't be afraid of getting fired too. Like, yeah, that's by default. Like I said, with the Capricorn energy, that's probably gonna be energy that you're open to and susceptible to in that type of way. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, balance it out and don't be so worried about it. Make things make sense and more practical of why it would be okay if you did get fired, because you can go and get unemployment, or you can go and do this next thing, or you can go and find you a job quickly or some shit like that, because everywhere's hiring. You know what I'm saying? Like, make some shit make some sense like that. You know what I'm saying? That way, even when you are down and you don't have a check coming in for that time, like, you still, you know what I'm saying, you still taking action towards what's coming next. So you know what I'm saying? Trey said he got fired twice. Motherfuckers hate me on the low for some reason. I don't know what to tell you about that. I've been fired from a couple of jobs, but for me, it's only for missing work. That's the only thing I do. When I actually show up to work, I'm fine. Like, I'm cool. I'm a good worker. You know what I'm saying? I stay out the way. I don't even really talk to nobody for real. I pretty much just be in my own world and do whatever the fuck I need to do so I can get the fuck up out of there. But you know what I'm saying? I like to call into work sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I like to call into work sometimes. A lot of other shit I'd rather be doing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other shit I'd rather be doing. But yeah, just don't get caught up in that type of energy when it comes to dealing with shit in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? Because people are gonna try to like play with you and see how far they can go with you. So for example, you'll have a situation where when it's another person who worked the same position that you work, people will help them out a lot more. You get what I'm saying? Like, people will fucking give them a lot more grace. You know what I'm saying? But when you work that position, they know that you go harder at that position. So boom, when you in there now they gonna start slacking on their shit. They gonna not bring the dishes back to the sink for you to wash, or they gonna, you know what I'm saying, they gonna not help you do whatever. You know what I'm saying? They gonna start slacking on their part and make you pick up certain extra things. So just keep that in mind. And start telling motherfuckers like, hey, if y'all don't bring this shit back here, it's not gonna get washed. You know what I'm saying? Or y'all don't start doing this, like, it's not gonna get done. That's your part of the mission. That's your responsibility. That's your piece of the world. You know what I'm saying? That's your piece of the corporation, bitch. Pick up your fucking Mason slave back head ass. Fucking pick up your cross and fucking do that shit. So you gotta tell these motherfuckers sometime. You better fucking pick up your old fucking slump, fucking wrinkled neck, back ass, and pick these shits up and bring it back here to me. Know what I'm saying? But yeah, hey, we out this bitch. This has been good viewership, man. This has been a great fucking live stream. We almost 2 hours in right now. Showed y'all a lot of shit, talked about a lot of shit, broke a lot of shit down. Hope y'all enjoyed this one, man. Once again, in the description, and big shout outs and thank you to everybody who's been donating, hit me up in the DMs and shit like that. Big shout out to y'all. Links in the bio links in the description of this video for the Cash App for donations, whether you want a consultation or a tarot card reading, personal, hit me up in the IG too, first before you send me anything. Hit me up and tell me what you're looking for. That way we can discuss some things and shit like that. And then boom, just do that. Hey, take it easy. We'll see y'all later.